Hello everyone, once more. Lewis from Scrubwood Studios here with another unboxing video. Now, this time, it's going to be 3 models. I'm going to do the Lucky Dip strategy again, but I'm probably going to record these back to back because these models aren't just for my personal collection. I actually need these for an upcoming Prehistoric Valley project, which I'm going to be working on. You'll have to wait and see what that is. So, without further ado, let's get this open. Right, and with that, I can open up. This was ordered from Everything Dinosaur, by the way, so, and I can already see, you can't see it, but I can already see the fact sheet, and I can see what the box for one of the models that's in here. Take the fact sheet out. And I am now going to reach in with my hand and pull out something random. Although I do know where one of the things is. Oh, I've got something. Okay, it's not the big box. The CollectA Borealopelta. Let's get on to the review for this guy. Before we take this guy out the bag, I'd just like to quickly show you the dino data sheet here that I got. Always a nice little perk from Everything Dinosaur. Yeah, Borealopelta was a cool dinosaur. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It doesn't have a very major role in the project I'm going to be working on, but it does have a role. Come on, let's get that. The bag's just taped shut, in case you're wondering. But once we take that out, we can get it. And interestingly, there's a bit of cardboard there, presumably to stop the legs from warping. So I can just take that off. And I have to say, so I debated for a while whether to get this or the PNSO Borealopelta, because the PNSO one's definitely nicer, but it wouldn't be in. I checked the scales and it wouldn't be in scale with the majority of my stuff, whereas this one would be closer to being in scale. So I went with this one because it was much cheaper as well. I might still get the PNSO one day, potentially, because it does look like a really nice model. Let me just get this little tag off real quick. Let's see. Is there anything interesting in here from CollectA? Just looks like it's legal stuff, so we don't care about that. We care about this guy. Moving on to the detail, let's start with the head. Head's pretty nice. Looking from the top down, it's got that nice triangular shape. In fact, got an itchy nose. The entire thing has a very nice top-down shape, from like the neck to the shoulder spikes to that nice sweeping tail. Very good. The eyes are painted entirely in black with a bit of gloss on them. So that's cool. I noticed CollectA do this a lot where the eyes are just all black. I'm okay with it. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm okay with it. The paint on this thing is actually, I think, nicer in hand than in the pictures. It's much... How do I put this? Not more vibrant, but it's more noticeable. It looked a bit dull in some of the images that I saw of it, but seeing it in hand, it's actually a bit nicer. Got the nicely sculpted spikes. In fact, all of the scoots and armor have been done pretty nicely, and there's some nice paint. Like, I see there's darker, like grayish tones underneath the plates, which is cool, and that becomes more noticeable down here, the tail, where the plates are further apart. And then the the spikes are kind of got this creamish white on them to distinguish them. That's a nice bit of detail. Looking back into sculpture, we've got the nostrils there. The mouth is sculpted sharp, which is fine. I prefer having mouths open for puppeting reasons in Prehistoric Valley. Gives me more stuff I can do, but this will be fine. At the end of the day, as long as I bury its face in some moss enough, it'll look roughly like it's eating. Flipping it over on the underside, got a nicely sculpted throat with skin folds and stuff. Nice skin folds there. Got the obvious legal blah blah. Backside check. And then this nice tail which curves a bit, but not to the point where it looks like a snake. That it doesn't look too unrealistic, this tail. And then flipping it over, again, lots of nice scoot detail. So overall, I'm immediately quite impressed by this thing, especially for the price. This was, oh, I think like £5 or £6 off everything dinosaur. So for that price, I'm quite impressed. Time for outside photos. Moving on to some size comparisons real quick. I don't think I have anything else from like the roughly like the time and place where this thing lived. But I do have something from a polar environment, but the wrong one. I've got the Carnegie Cryolophosaurus. Over the camera so you can see, and as you can see, the Cryolophosaurus is a bit too big. I think this is 125 scale. This is about 135-ish. So the Cryo is a bit too big here, but I'd say they actually look all right next to each other, despite the scaling problems. We also have another armored dinosaur. I've got the Carnegie Ankylosaurus here, which, as you can see, this actually looks pretty good next to the Borealopelta. Maybe the Ankylosaurus should be a little bit bigger, maybe, but overall, I'd say they do look quite nice. I actually really like both of these. This is one of my, yeah, I'd say this is one of my favorite of the old Carnegie figures. It's held up very well. I don't know how old, hold on, does it say how old this is? 2004, so yeah, for a 2004 figure, that's pretty held up pretty well. And let's see, what else? Maybe for a slightly different ornithischian, while bringing the Papostegosaurus. Obviously, this is quite a bit bigger than the little Borealopelta. And for one last size comparison, just because I always use it, you know what's coming. It is the CollectA Deluxe Coolosuchus. So with that, thanks for watching. If you want to know my rating on this guy, I'd rate him quite highly for the price, because again, he's a good budget model, about a £5, and off everything dinosaur at least, and the detail's pretty good. It looks fairly accurate, to my knowledge. Like, I'm not an expert on Borealopelta or on dinosaurs in general, but I can't see anything that jumps out at me like that. Like, that's obviously wrong. And because Borealopelta is one of the few dinosaurs that we actually have a good guess at the colour of, in fact, we probably know what the colour is, this is probably one of the most accurate models for the price on the market. So, stuff it. I'm going to give this guy a 4 out of 5. He's a very good figure. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, all those other things I'm supposed to tell you to do as a YouTuber. Goodbye.